Good day. Today's column is called Manitoba Needs to Go Hard to the Right. Many political observers might jump on that headline with sinister glee. That Waddell character is finally showing his true colors. He's a right-winger. We knew it all the time, they might say. Here's an even more controversial headline. Manitoba needs to go very hard to the right, and quickly. I don't mean right-wing versus left-wing. I don't mean liberal versus conservative, or conservative versus socialist. I mean hard to the right, as in the truth. Many things need to change in Manitoba. Recent elections in Manitoba and Ontario show that change isn't high on people's priority lists. But it can also be argued that options for change weren't clearly outlined by the opposition parties. Voters opted to stay the course in both provinces due to a lack of well thought out and properly explained alternatives. The voting percentage needs to go up, way up. But voters have to know what they are voting for. In the recent Manitoba election, it was pretty fuzzy as to what the real platforms of the three political parties were. In most cases, the party platforms seemed to contain a lot of "me too" and "we can do it better." And, of course, those other guys are crooks. Another thing that has to change is that leaders have to lead. In today's political world, leaders are rarely, if ever, allowed to lead. The gaggle of handlers is both stifling and invisible. A recent Winnipeg Free Press report said that a high-ranking PC Manitoba person commented that nobody would want to lead the PC Manitoba Party, as they would have to face the critical blasts from Michael Balagas. He's an NDP campaign organizer. Apparently, Balagas pulls all the levers of power behind the scenes in the Manitoba NDP. I don't think I have ever met Mr. Balagas. He's a behind-the-scenes guy, not very public. I would like to meet him, though. Actually, I'd like to meet him on a debate platform because I like eating socialists for breakfast. So it'd be great to actually meet the guy. Not likely to happen, as behind-the-scenes guys don't come out in the daylight very often. It would be much better if leaders actually led and spoke well and stood up for what they believe. For a farm boy who grew up hearing John Diefenbaker, Tommy Douglas, Lester Pearson, Robert Thompson, the current crop of leaders are miserable in comparison. Without a teleprompter, they can't string 3 sentences together. If anybody actually heckled them, I think they would pop a cork. If anybody actually debated them, I'm sure they couldn't handle it. What Manitoba needs, and Canada for that matter needs, is a hard turn to the right, to the truth. We need policies we can embrace, policies we can afford, policies that we can understand, and policies that make sense. Currently, the federal government is asking every department to look at a 10% and a 5% cut in their budget. That may be difficult for departments to imagine. For a business person, it's not a huge deal. And arguably, a business person has the option of increasing their income as well as decreasing their expenses. But a 5 or 10% cut shouldn't be a big deal. At first blush, one could cut a lot more than that provincially by reducing the number of bureaucrats in health or even in education. One has to also wonder how many times we have to run health programs to encourage people to stop smoking or to eat less chips or drink less soft drinks. If people insist on being that dumb, it's doubtful if another government program would help them. People, for the most part, already know that smoking is harmful, that overeating is harmful. Proof of that is how much people spend on weight loss programs and stop smoking programs. Manitoba and Canada indeed need a hard turn to the right, to the truth. If we get leadership that is willing to speak the truth, then we will prosper. If we don't, it'll only be a matter of time before we go down the same path as the United States and Greece. May truth prevail. It's only the right thing to do. Thank you.